tossing grenades at windmills podcast.
Hi, I'm Rhombus Tix. Glad to have you here. This is the Tossing Grenades at Windmills podcast. Today, I'm going to be doing 3 of TC's performances at Naked City. For those of you that don't know, Naked City is a literary formo at the Goat Farm on the first Monday of every month, where they choose a word and you got 5 minutes to say or do whatever you want, based on a one-word theme. The 3 themes that we're going to be reading today are wisdom, lust, and sloth. And because TC is kind of an eclectic guy, and some of his friends are too, you'll be hearing 3 fairly different pieces. We're going to start with wisdom, which is by TC. The best kind of wisdom is the kind that makes for the most boring advice. Everyone fucks up. This isn't the hallmark of wisdom. The best kind of wisdom, that doesn't involve not messing up, is get over it. We all mourn, grieve, angst, worry, imagine, and salivate. But the world revolves around action, not anticipation. Nothing wrong with planning, but planning is an action. Every moment you spend in angst is one in which you can't be doing something to help the situation. It isn't quite the wisdom of the fool. It's just the easy button. It's more than instinct, just that calm understanding that railing against an indifferent universe won't fix it. Most of the time, you know what you need to do. Lose weight, do the homework, take the class, call the girl, write the goddamn thing. But it's the hardest thing in the world. It's not just laziness. We're trained from birth to think we are not worthy. People pay $1 million to have someone tell you this, and I'll do it for free. I believe in you. You're welcome. You're fantastic. You're awesome. You can do it. You are worth it. People will realize it. More people than you know already do, and more will come. There are many pretty wisdoms. The old hermit who listens to silence and hears nothing of the wind, and hears the nothing of the wind. The elderly scholar who can tell you both what pompous windbags and people who might have encountered the problem before might have thought. Let's hear it for librarians. Don't piss off librarians. The parent of a mother who learns in watching her children and realizing that, oh yeah, that really was dumbass. The primal wisdom of the fool, not knowing a thing to be impossible, unjaded by the endless possibilities of infinite beyond. And the admixture of the lover and the poet, all awake all the time. It really is the watchword of wisdom, the gold standard. The opening of the inner eyelid to see the serene utopia of Xanadu and cool. This is gnosis, this is Zen, or Wa, or the natural striking lightning at a tree to make a baseball bat, to kick your metaphoric enemies. Bless the world and bless your enemies. But be in the moment and let wisdom of the now guide you in understanding that it is the past, the future, and the things you see with your eyes. Here is the wisdom for all who will hear. Be wise, be humble, and know when to shut up.
Adamantium Gossamer by Emmett Other. It comes when it wants, it leaves when it's done. But not with the rush of blood, that comes later. It starts with a whisper in the back of your mind and the top of your brain. Your agenda has been changed. The curves and silks and sighs and lips, red and blonde and legs and strips, the dance invisible, the bond still real, the need to touch and tease and feel, primal biological necessity, the essence of life. Now the blood pumps, the glands secrete, the muscles flex, and the fireworks dance. What is what must be. Nothing more now. Magic in the making, a quench of thirst. In a desert that never ends until it does, sated. Sometimes a little ashamed, usually glad. A glance, a cuddle, or my how, a retreat. Your mind returns, and you retain the illusion once again that you are a rational being. A cold and placidly logical creature. Good luck with that, for the drums will pound again when you least expect them.
Sloth. The tortoise and the
hare. One of Aesop's fables. Once upon a time, there was a hare who, boasting how he could run faster than anyone else, was forever teasing tortoise for its slowness. Then, one day, the irate tortoise answered back, "Who do you think you are? There's no denying you're swift, but even you can be beaten." The hare squealed with laughter. "Beaten in a race? By whom? Not you, surely. I bet there's nobody in the world that can run against me. Now I'm so speedy, why don't you try?" Annoyed by such bragging, the tortoise accepted the challenge. A course was planned, and the next day at dawn they stood at the starting line. The hare yawned sleepily as the meek tortoise trudged slowly off. When the hare saw how painfully slow his rival was, he decided, half asleep on his feet, to have a quick nap. "Take your time," he said. "I'll 40 winks and catch up to you in a minute." The hare woke with a start from a fitful sleep and gazed around, looking for the tortoise, but the creature was only a short distance away, having barely covered a third of the course. Breathing a sigh of relief, the hare decided he might as well have breakfast too, and off he went to munch some cabbages he had noticed in a nearby field. but the heavy meal and the hot sun made his eyelids droop. With a careless glance at the tortoise, now halfway along the course, he decided to have another snooze before flashing past the winning post and smiling at the thought of the look on the tortoise's face when it saw the hare speed by. He fell fast asleep and was soon snoring happily. The sun started to sink below the horizon, and the tortoise, who had been plodding toward the winning post since morning, was scarcely a yard from the finish. At that very point, the hare woke with a jolt. He could see the tortoise a speck in the distance, and away he dashed. He leapt and bounded at a great rate, his tongue lolling and gasping for breath. Just a little more, and he'd be first at the finish. But the hare's last leap was just too late, for the tortoise had beaten him to the winning post. Poor hare, tired and in disgrace, he slumped down beside the tortoise, who was silently smiling at him. "Slowly does it every time," he said. "Motherfucker."
Shut up! This has been Rhombus Tix reading to you from the Tossing Grenades at Windmills podcast. All of these products are available on Amazon.com and other marketplaces. Copyright 2015 Red Anvil Amalgamated. Sound editing by Grayson Bergman. Initial bumper by Electro Rock Cardiogram. To fight the forces of evil!